There's good. Then there's sticky, sweet, spicy, double your napkins, don't even share with your own best friend. General So Good. Introducing General Soul Sauce for a limited time at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Let's do it.
Come on, Dad, get me.
Ooh, nice play. All right, go. There you go.
So cute. At Ally, we're helping millions save more for the things that matter most to them. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally.
Get back to work.
Did you know that your garage door is the single biggest object on your home? So if you're looking to add some curb appeal, it's a perfect place to start.
And right now, you can get 12 months same as cash. At Dover & Company, we carry the area's largest selections from top manufacturers. And don't forget to ask about our openers and accessories. We have it all, from battery backup, remotes, keypads, and OHD Anywhere that allows you to control and monitor your garage door from anywhere with your smartphone.
Dover & Company, your hometown garage door company since 1936.
So you're banana bread experts.
At this point. I'm Annie.
I'm Morgan.
And this is our banker, Dennis.
Hi, I'm Dennis. They came in and were looking for financing. They needed some seed money to get the business going.
I was with him when I got the news that we had gotten into our dream retailer. I said, you allowed us to get here.
I live vicariously through all my customers, and this was just incredible. I could share in that victory with them.
It sounds like you made that victory possible.
I had a little something to do with it.
Granite City Food and Brewery has 2 Michigan locations in Troy and Northville. Serves made-from-scratch food, brews in-house beer, and even has brunch every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. To learn more about their daily specials or to book a private party, visit gcfb.com. Make sure you head over to Granite City in Northville at the corner of 7 Mile and Haggerty, or the Troy location at 16 Mile and I-75.
At Dort Financial Credit Union, we believe in fulfilling our members' dreams and care deeply about supporting our community.
Without amazing partners like Dort Financial Credit Union, we would not be able to do what we do. And that's truly the backbone of our organization, is having those partnerships and community relationships.
From supporting community events to our employee volunteers, we are passionate about giving back to organizations that are important to you and helping make our community a great place to live, work, and play.
What makes Snyder Financial unique is that we're a family-run financial advisory firm.
Our clients enjoy working with us because we're a family. We understand family and relationships.
We absolutely find joy in building relationships with our clients.
And we really want to help them feel educated and feel empowered with their planning.
The level of service and commitment that we have to our clients, that's what we put above everything else.
Snyder Financial, a proud sponsor of the Flint City Bucks.
Beat Up Sweet Chili Lime Sauce has 3 perfect ingredients. Sweet, chili, lime. People keep telling us sweet isn't an ingredient. How these wings get sweet then? Introducing new Sweet Chili Lime for a limited time at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Every small business has expenses as it grows. Whether you're a farmer, a wedding planner, or anything in between, PFCU can help. With a suite of business services, we can help build your business.
my name is Paul Tinian. I'm with the Michigan Jaguars. I'd like to welcome all of you to Michigan Jaguars Monthly and thank Jonathan for the invitation to be here on MSN. Just wanted to let everybody know that this will be an inside look at our club, and every month we'll be providing some new hosts and maybe some new guests that we're inviting in to get a better idea of what's going on in and around.
Thank you for stopping by the Michigan Soccer Network. To not miss out on any of the action, all you have to do is simply hit the subscribe button, and that way you're notified every time we bring new content or go live.
Welcome to Michigan Stars Elite Podcast provided by Michigan Soccer Network. My name is Erwin van Elst. I'm the Director of Coaching for Michigan Stars Elite, and I'm here today with our General Manager, Dan Chun.
I'm a husband. I'm a father.
I'm a sister.
I'm a son. I'm a brother.
I'm a daughter. I'm a sister. I'm a referee.
I'm a referee.
I am a referee.
I'm a referee.
The kind of forgotten pillar, right, of sports, right, where like we always talk about it. We always say that the mental edge is the difference because everyone's, athletic, technical, tactical at a certain level, but we don't actually spend a ton of time on it necessarily, right? So, kind of talk to me about that. Do you feel like I can see there being huge benefits to all the kids and all the families from a just socialization and collective mental health standpoint with these conversations? And then also
I work in nursing home, I work in the restaurant, and I own my own food truck. And I banquet Huntington. I used to always look at that sign, come on, own your own home. So one day I just said, okay, I'm gonna go talk to the banker. And he didn't tell me, no, it's not possible. He told me anything was possible. And that made me feel good. Hi, I'm Veronica, and this is my banker, Roger. He's awesome. He's a good guy.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Troy Athens High School, where tonight we have some MHSAA high school football action as the Troy Athens Redhawks play host to the Fraser Ramblers alongside Dan Stickrat. My name is Neil Rule. Happy to have you with us wherever you are watching the PMG Sports Network on YouTube. And Dan, happy high school football New Year to you. We've made it through the summer. The summer's not over yet, as we'll get into that in just a couple of minutes, but happy football New Year to you.
Yeah, it's always be great to be back. I mean, high school sports started less than 3 weeks ago with preseason tryouts and practices, and now pretty much all 8 fall sports are in full gear, and high school football starts across the state today through Saturday. We had some actually earlier games down at University of Michigan this afternoon, and over 600 schools will suit up this weekend for their first games of the season.
No, absolutely. It is an exciting time. Everybody is 0-0. Everybody's alive in the playoff chase as well, and there are some big-time dreams out there on that football field as well. Let's take a look at the weather here tonight at Troy after we get you caught up with what's going on with the Fraser Ramblers, who compete in the MAC Blue Conference. A rough year, Dan Stickrat, after coming off a playoff appearance the year before. Coach John Skladnowski told me they took their lumps, but they got in the weight room and they're ready now to take the next step to become a good football team.
Yeah, last year was definitely a major rebuilding year for the Ramblers. They gave up 337 points overall. That's 37.5 per game. And only scored 118, so they have a lot to look forward to in terms of making major improvements each week get that defense to trim down the points allowed and try to put more points up on the scoreboard as well.
Some of the players to watch for the Fraser Ramblers. Running back Keontae Riley, he's actually a converted wide receiver. Very athletic player as well. They'll look to try to get him into space when they can.
Yeah, very athletic player. And then they had some good kids last year, but with most of that lineup was first-year starters. So they'll look to rely on that experience. They bring back 6 starters on both sides of the ball. Hopefully they have a better showing. Last year they opened up at home against Troy Athens, lost 28-21, and it became a season of struggles after that.
One of those players that you talked about for Fraser that does have experience at the offensive tackle spot, Mario Pomorski. He started as a sophomore on that Fraser Ramblers team that did go to the MHSAA playoffs. They missed him deeply last year due to some injury. He's a leader, and Coach Glad told me just flat out, he said the guy's a leader.
Yeah, everything I've heard about him is he's a potential college prospect, and you need that kind of experience when you go to your defensive line, someone to be that anchor, kind of lead the way, because those are the players that, you don't mention that too much. They're not skilled athletes, but they're ever so important to the success of a football team. If you don't have quality linemen in the trenches doing the dirty work, you won't succeed.
And on the offensive side of the ball, continue Jack Turry, of course, the quarterback. He will run it from time to time. And when I say time to time, Mr. Stickrat, I mean he will often run the football. I would imagine that you'll see Fraser get him involved early in the action.
Yeah, he was one of their leading offensive go-to players last year. And as of course, they just need to get reps on the field here. Kind of control the football, control that clock, and more options, and kind of gain confidence, so to speak, as the game goes along, because week 1 is so crucial. You fall behind early, you give up a lot of points, things can unravel in a hurry if you don't have a lot of success in that first to second week of the season.
And on the other side, Troy Athens, the Redhawks out of the OAA Blue. They were 5-4 last year. They have some key returners as well. It starts at the quarterback spot for them, as it often does in the game of football. Parker Churla, the guy that will take the snaps here tonight for Troy Athens. Now, both of these teams, we talked about Fraser's propensity to run the football. You will see a lot of straight T formation from Troy Athens. They'll put it on the ground as well.
Yeah, they were a decent team last year, and Coach Cook's first year. They finished 5-4, but they tied for 5th in the Old Activity Association Blue Division. They have 4 divisions in the OAA, and they were kind of a little bit inconsistent last year. They started off well, won their first 2 games. They did a lot of movement on the ground, but as the season progressed, they had good games and not so good games. So, again, confidence builder to be able to move that football, eat up some yardage, eat up some clock today, and try to go for their second straight win against the Ramblers.
And as you would figure, the offensive line plays a big part, as does the running back spot with Brady Porter. We will see a heavy dose of Brady Porter here tonight. Hayden Crum on the line, also Micah Poberski as well. It's on brand for Troy Athens. As we said, you will see them carry the football. They will look to chew up yardage, chew up clock as well. Both of these teams, you're going to see a little bit of a throwback game here today.
Yeah, we're not expecting a lot of a passing attack. There'll be some passes in the game. I would expect probably 75% of the plays will be on the ground on both sides.
Absolutely. And now as we take a look at the weather, which is an ongoing story here tonight, right now here in Troy, 86 degrees. The heat index, though, 91 degrees. It is very, very humid. There is a severe thunderstorm watch in the area as now. Some rougher weather expected a little bit later on in the evening. But we might have an opportunity, might have a window to sneak this one in here tonight.
Yeah, well, we saw a lot of rain yesterday, and I guess we can be blessed the fact that there was no varsity football yesterday. And I started my day up in Bay City today. Sprinkles off and on all day, not a lot of rain up there, but a lot of the lower peninsula is expecting possible showers here late at night, so this could have a huge ripple effect, not just here in Troy and the Metro Detroit, but across the state.
But as you said, over 600 high schools kicking it off here tonight. Here's 2 of them. We'll have it for you right here on the PMG Sports Network YouTube channel. We will take a break, come back, and get you the action. Troy Athens hosting the Fraser High School Ramblers, and we'll have it for you coming up next.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Welcome back to Troy Athens High School, getting you ready for the Redhawks and the Ramblers, ready to kick off the 2023 MHSAA High School football season. Neil Rule, Dan Stickrat, back with you. And Dan, as we take a look at the coaching matchup here tonight, John Skladnowski in his 9th year for the Fraser Ramblers, and on the other side, Tom Cook in his 2nd year here for Troy Athens, and had a great pregame discussion really with both coaches. But Tom Cook here with Troy Athens, really, he got me fired up, Dan. Like, I was ready to go take the field for him and said, look, what I'm trying to do here, this is team number 50 for Troy Athens, their 50th football team they've had. He said, I want to build a program. So the next 50 years of Troy Athens high school football is just that. There's a legacy to it. Those are big words, but he's the man for the job.
Yeah, well, Troy Athens, they had a longtime coach, John Walker, retired in 2005. Since then, I believe Coach Cook is probably their 5th head coach since then.
Right.
They've been a matter of inconsistency, really, all 50 years. Like it's kind of like waves. They go through a couple of really good years, a couple of lean years. I had a long talk with Tom Cook last year before tryouts started in August, and he talked about the long-term goal is that it doesn't happen overnight, but he would really like to establish Troy Athens as a more consistent team where they're in contention for league championships every year, hopefully make the playoffs in most seasons. And it might take a few more years, but step in the right direction. They were above 500 last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And John Skladnowski on the other side for the Fraser Ramblers. As I mentioned earlier, in his 9th year, he was a legendary player for the Fraser football program, and he got the head coaching job. He's been in the coaching game for a very, very long time. And as we talked about with John Skladnowski in this Fraser program, we've seen it kind of how high school football works. You build it, you build it, you build it. It paid off with the playoff appearance last year, as we're talking about it right now, a bit of a struggle, but he has his pieces in place, and he likes where he is right now.
Yeah, and he was part of that Fraser program back in the 1990s. You spoke about in the pregame how got to the state semifinals in Class A, or was it Class AA? I know the formats have changed so many times in the last 30-plus years. But, yeah, as part of that program, when Fraser was very consistent back in the 90s, and I think his long-term goal is to keep them up, the upper echelon of whatever division of the MAC they're in. You know, right now they're currently in the blue division, which is the 3rd tier of 5 divisions of the MAC. But I think anything is improving over last season.
And John Skladnowski told us they had a lot of underclassmen last year, but they have done the work in the offseason and, more importantly, in the weight room to become a good team. He also added, this is the best senior leadership I've ever had. And when you've been in the game for 9 years, that's saying something, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, leadership is so crucial in high school sports.
Yes, it is.
You have a couple bad apples that can have a ripple effect, not just in the sport you're playing, but in other sports, because a lot of kids will still play 2 or 3 sports. But you have a bad batch come through that aren't leaders on and off the field, it can have a ripple effect and have a lot of, negative, play out on the field. And, having great leadership can go a long way in terms of having success or not so successful season.
And now it's time for our national anthem here at Troy Athens High School. Athens High School, and we are just about ready to go. The opening kick to the 2023 MHSAA high school football season. And Dan, I just kind of waxing poetic, I guess you would say, but it remains though. I mean, this is community. This is high school football. And like I said, when these seasons start, everybody's going to the playoffs. Everybody has those championship dreams. This is the best time of the year.
Yeah, optimism is never as high than in the month of August.
Right.
You know, kids spend their entire summer, they're in weight rooms, they're out running, they're training with whatever sport they play in. They go to, passing camps, team camps. But when you start in early August with tryouts and preseason, this is what you're waiting for. You want to have the success, you want to get off the right foot. Everyone is thinking big. They want to contend for a league championship. They want to make the playoffs. They want to do a deep run. They want to do a lot of things maybe they didn't do the previous year or two. So yeah, optimism is always high this time of year, more so than any other month in the school year.
And here are the comparisons to last season for both Troy Athens and for Fraser. As we talked about, Troy Athens with that 5-4 record gave up just 180 points on the year, and that is a very big number for Fraser on the other side. That can be a little misleading when you look at the schedule that they had last year. Certainly games against Stevenson High School, a game against Port Huron Northern as well in that mix, but that doesn't matter. Everything is 0-0 right now. The coin toss took place earlier. Troy Athens won the toss. They will get the football. And for the Fraser Ramblers, Jackson Signs will kick it off. The junior, the Fraser Ramblers in the all-whites. And the Troy Athens Redhawks in the red and gold. Neil Rule, Dan Stickrat with you. Let's kick off the 2023 high school football season. Kick in the air will go into the end zone. It's a touchback, and we are underway here at Troy Athens High School. The buzz is in the air, as you can tell. It's as good as it gets, folks. So Troy Athens will take over, 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. Parker Churla will give the play. The Troy Athens Redhawks will have the ball first. And there you see in that straight T, double tight end formation. Churla barks out the signals, and we get a flag on the first play. So it looks like we'll have offside, I believe, is the call. That was the initial indication. And that is the case. So the Fraser Ramblers offside on the first play. But Dan, that's not to be totally unexpected. First play of the season. Everybody's rip-roaring ready to go.
Yeah, you have all that adrenaline rushing for the last few weeks, and it all starts now. And little miscue. You just hope it doesn't kind of steamroll in a game of turnovers and penalties, which could be costly in a hurry.
Churla with the give up the middle and losing the football temporarily, but then gathering it back up on the carry. Some very good yardage, 9 yards as a matter of fact, on the opening carry. Anthony Asher totes the rock, and that's a good start for Troy Athens.
Yep, first play they picked up just shy of 10 yards. Or it looks like actually they did hit the first down marker, so good movement. They were able to find a quick hole down the center of the field, and the name of the game is to keep beating up that clock and just keep moving those chains.
Churla under center again. Once again, that straight T formation, and this time an inside handoff again and churning yardage. This time is Anthony Dunlap. He busts through for about 17 yards, and the Redhawks right now chewing up some yardage on the ground.
Already 22 yards on a pair of carries, just over the midfield.
So a good start for Tom Cook and company. Trio of running backs in the backfield once again for Troy Athens. Parker Churla calls out the signals. Give on the left side this time to Hanbury, and Hanbury able to get right now for Troy Athens. They are out there doing what they do.
2nd down and 6. Yeah, they haven't attempted a pass yet. 3 straight
Redhawks mixing up the ball carriers as well. 3 plays, 3 different ball carriers. And I can't even imagine, Dan, because when you're up here in the booth and you're trying to keep track of this T formation, we don't know who has the football, and we're above everybody, so I can't imagine what it's like on field level. Churla with the give, this time inside.
Keeps you guessing.
And the Fraser Ramblers this time stand up and hold the line of scrimmage. And that was Dunlap. The junior held up for no gain. And Mario Pomorski on the tackle. Now he's a guy, he's kind of a road grader on offense, but on that play he's a road grader on defense too.
All conference player last year, and you need your best players to step up in any game, but on a day like this where the heat index is high, it's very humid, you're gonna look for your depth because you have to use a lot of different players or get worn down in a hurry.
And the Ramblers with some penetration on the 3rd and 6th play as well. Pomorski again in there with the stop in the backfield. And after giving up 22 yards on 2 carries, the Fraser Ramblers get the stop, and it will be 4th and 7 for the Redhawks, and the punt team comes on. Korshan Williams back deep to receive.
Heikala and Williams back to return for the Ramblers.
Aiden Heikala as well. Now some motion for the Redhawks on their punt formation. The right boot is up in the air, fluttering kick. Good punt, but some space to return it. And up the right side, tackled down at the 26-yard line. But Korshan Williams with the return, and the Fraser Ramblers will get their first possession here. Just a little bit over 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Neil Rule, Dan Stickrat with you. We are live at Troy Athens High School. PMG Sports Network's high school football coverage. And we will get our first look here today at Jack Turry, the quarterback for the Fraser Ramblers. Keontae Riley will be a weapon for him. I would imagine that Turry will get involved early, however. Turry has the ability to run, and there you see a quarterback keeper on the very first play. So the Fraser Ramblers, Dan, dishing it out a little bit on the ground as well. That got 3.5 yards, 4 yards.
Just like Athens, be able to not go to the air, just simply on the ground attack.
To the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 6.
That was a nod to Fraser Ramblers' old coach, Ray Barr, who John Skladnowski played for. And so here are the Ramblers now, 2nd down and 4. This time to give on the right side. A couple of moves made by Deontay Griffin.
Deontay Riley on the carry.
Excuse me, Deontay Riley. And he has a gain of 3. And Dan, a big early 3rd down here for the Fraser Ramblers.
Yeah, Fraser did a good job. They gave him a lot of yardage on Troy Athens' first 3 possessions, but they were able to stall him out, force the punt. Now Fraser's in a similar situation where they got to try to convert for that 1st down. They gave up 2 first downs to Athens, but got out of harm's way with the forcing the punt. Now it's see what kind of trick they have up the sleeve here.
3 wide receivers for the Fraser Ramblers. They also have a weapon for the first time at tight end. Travion Hunter is an option, and that give goes up the middle and churning up yardage, pushing over the 45-yard line for the Fraser Ramblers is Keontae Riley. They're very excited about him this year, and so far so good for Keontae Riley.
Yeah, found a seam on that right side, able to get the 1st down. Looked like he was just steps away from trying to break free on that one.
Already under 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, 1 penalty and all run plays so far between the 2 sides.
Turry out of the shotgun this time. We'll turn and we'll give. Keontae Riley makes 1 man miss, able to turn a negative into a positive. Right around a 3-yard gain to the 48-yard line.
Donovan Youssef on the stop.
Houston on the stop for Troy Athens.
Looks like they might go to Riley quite a bit here. Already 3 carries for 18 yards.
We talked about the fact in the open, Keontae Riley is a converted wide receiver, so certainly has that top end speed as well. If he does get to the next level, you got problems. And this time the fake on the give to Riley, and Turi will keep it himself, angling towards the sideline, busts it back upfield, shakes free of a tackle, pushes towards the 31-yard line. He'll be stopped by a gang of Redhawks, but not before it was a huge gain for Turi. He busted out just over 22 yards on that effort.
Yeah, great effort trying to find that initial seam on the left side. Able to pick up 21 yards, and more importantly, they're on the Troy Athens 32, inching closer in the field goal range.
And you see in the background there the Fraser High School student section, the stable for the Ramblers. They've made the trek out to Troy Athens High School. First pass play of the game is complete to Heikala, but not much doing. The Redhawks not fooled. It's a 1-yard loss. Anthony Dunlap on the tackle. Nathan Piggott was in the area as well. We'll bring up 2nd down and 11 from the 33-yard line of the Redhawks. Motoring towards the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. Turi out of the shotgun, and we will get some flags in the air.
Maybe a false start.
I believe that will be the case.
Fraser player went down, looks like 64.
Emilio Ramirez Aracon down, and he looks like he's in some pretty serious pain as the Fraser Rambler athletic training staff will make their way out.
You can hope that was just a cramp.
But here you see, Dan, as we take a look at the replays and the highlights early on, Jack Turi, I really like what John Skladnowski did in the beginning, giving him the carry on the first play of the game with that quarterback sneak. You need your bell rung once, and then you're in the game. You're ready to go, right?
Yep. Keep moving, keep fresh, and see if Fraser and Troy Athens see how deep in the well they can go in terms of skilled athletes that they'll play, because again, with these temperatures, you might see players start to cramp up here, especially in the second half.
Ramirez Alarcon will be helped to the sideline by the athletic training staff, so exactly as you said, not optimal for the Fraser Ramblers to lose a starting offensive lineman.
38-yard line, 2nd and 16.
There it is, 2nd and 16. Under 5 minutes to play left here in the first quarter, just underway. Turi fakes the throw, and he has a running lane again. And Turi gets over the 30-yard line. Did he lose the football?
Looked like
everybody's looking around. It's loose on the ground. The Redhawks say they have it, and they do. So Turi with the turnover, and a big-time play for Troy Athens. On the fumble recovery. So Dan, everything going so well for the Fraser Ramblers, chewing up some yards on the ground as well. The penalty, though, followed by the turnover. You just can't have it.
Football can be a cruel game at times. You move the ball well, but one or two mishaps, and you're watching the other team get the ball back.
So the Redhawks will take over at their own 29-yard line.
They start their drive 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
So they will have the ball for the second time. Parker Churla back under center. That straight T formation, double tight ends. It's no secret what the Redhawks are looking to do. And this time the quarterback Churla will keep it, and he has some room. A 1st down and more. Churla to the 46-yard line. Tackled by Jackson Signs, but the Redhawks in business.
Kind of a sweep around right, picking up 17 yards in the 1st down.
Crowd gets into it here at Troy Athens. Good crowd on hand here at week 1. The parking lot jammed up. People are ready for some high school football.
And I think we talked about that in the pregame. It's such a community thing. You only have one game a week over 9 weeks. And just in some schools, in some districts, it becomes a huge community event.
Churla with the give, this time off right tackle. The carry by Anthony Asher. And will scoop up about 3 yards. It's the Red Hawks right around midfield.
3 to the 49-yard line. Second down and 7.
What the Red Hawks are looking to do. We'll bring up second down and 7. Keep it, and he has some room. A first down and
so Athens got the ball back on a turnover. See if they can put together, kind of sustain a long drive here and break this stalemate. We're late in the first quarter, still 0-0.
Jose Moreno, the center, with the snap. Churla, the inside give this time. And making his way up ahead, Kendall Terry scoops up a couple of yards, and this will bring up another big third down for Troy Athens.
To the 49-yard line.
Red Hawks looking at a 3rd and 5. And Dan, with the way that the Red Hawks run the football, you don't necessarily have to get all 5 on this play. We get this down to 1 yard to go, maybe a yard and a half to go. It'll be decision time for Tom Cook.
They've done a good job mixing up. Already 5 ball carriers, and we're not even done with the first quarter. But
Churla will keep it this time, but a big-time play is made in the backfield. Travion Hunter, the defensive end for the Fraser Ramblers. He's 6'4", about 215. And head coach John Sklanowski said colleges are already sniffing around. And the Ramblers with the stop on 3rd down.
You can see his explosive athleticism.
Exactly.
He found that hole, broke 3, knocked over a defender, and was able to record the sack. Almost 10-yard loss in that play. Or excuse me, only 6 yards.
So the Red Hawks now on 4th down will be forced to punt, 4th and 11.
Georgie back to punt for the Red Hawks.
Georgie puts the boot to it and booms it down the field, and it takes a hop towards the end zone. Will it go in? It just will. What an effort, however, for the Red Hawks. They nearly were able to down that ball at the goal line. Corbin Crum sold out to try to make that play.
Yeah, I think he was hoping for a little bit of a Michigan bounce there to kind of come back to him around the 1 or 2 yard line. Just ran out of real estate to try to groom the ball. Fraser gets it at their own 20.
Crum slaps the turf. Incredible effort by Crum. So the Ramblers will get it back at their 20-yard line. About a minute and a half left here in the first quarter. Very fast-moving first quarter, as we expected. It's the Fraser Ramblers who turned it over on a fumble on their first possession. We'll get another crack at it here. And that snap bounces on the ground on its way back to Turi. So the Fraser Ramblers with another unforced error.
That could have spelled disaster because he recovered the ball on their own 16-yard line.
Well, the tough thing about it too, Dan, and this for the Red Hawks and for the Ramblers, when you run the football a lot, especially between the tackles, you can't afford negative plays for free. If the team makes a play on you, so be it, but you can't give up unforced errors.
Yeah, those are just momentary lapse of concentration, a bad snap, and teams can put that in points in a hurry. You cough the ball over inside your 20 and 2 plays later.
Turi throws and the pass is picked off by the Red Hawks at the 29-yard line. Another turnover for the Ramblers. Elliott Booth makes the big-time play, and the Red Hawks in business.
Just talking about the turnover issue over inside the 20 and 2 plays.
Boy, what recognition by Booth, too. The drop step right into the passing lane. That's an instinctual play by Booth. That's big time.
Yep, and he picked the pass off right at the 30, able to move it down inside the 25. So now Athens is getting close to the red zone. Down to the last minute here, the first quarter, but great field possession for the Red Hawks.
So Troy Athens looking to capitalize on the Ramblers' second turnover of the first quarter. Churla, turn, the give on the right side. Pursuit from the backside, though, by Travion Hunter again with the tackle. And he brings down Anthony Dunlap. Travion Hunter's making his presence felt on this defense for the Ramblers. Gain of 1 for the Red Hawks. Brings up second down. They're on the Ramblers' 23-yard line. This figures to be the final play of the first quarter. Churla, the give this time, getting to the next level on the carry. Dunlap did the job, and that will bring up a 3rd and short for the Red Hawks when we come back with the second quarter of action. Troy Athens Red Hawks knocking on the door inside the red zone. When we come back, there's no score. This is Michigan High School football on the PMG Sports Network.
Pulled pork, nachos. Also stop by and pick up an Italian sausage with peppers, onions. We've got a
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
There's good. Then there's sticky, sweet, spicy, double your napkins, don't even share with your own best friend. General So Good. Introducing General Soul Sauce for a limited time at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you.
Two, and the tackle made in the backfield for the Ramblers again. Benjamin Daniels as well as Travion Hunter.
That was kind of a botched play, Neil. I think 3 Troy Athens Red Hawks kind of collided at the same time. Right after the handoff, resulted in a couple-yard loss.
And you're in that area right now, a field goal. You'd be looking at about 35 yards, probably out of your comfort zone. So the Red Hawks will look to go for it instead on 4th and 4. Churla under center. Marks out the signals, looking for the hard count. Churla still with the hard count. And the Ramblers able to hold their ground, and a timeout called by Tom Cook. So he gambled with the timeout, tried to have the Fraser Ramblers give the first down to him, but they wouldn't bite.
Troy Athens being a soccer school, they've had a lot of very good kickers over the year. We'll see if they end up bringing a kicker out, going to test his leg, or if they're going to go for it.
I love that play by Tom Cook, too. Say, hey, why not? They give you 3 timeouts. Why not try to invest one to see if you can scoop up a free first down? And this first quarter is brought to you by Granite City Food and Brewery. Eat good eats, drink good drinks, have good times. Visit the Troy location at the corner of I-75 and 16 Mile, or at the corner of 7 Mile and Haggerty in Northville. It's Granite City Food and Brewery.
Enjoy that place. You ever been there, Neil?
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. When you have the words food and brewery, there's a good chance I'll be stopping by.
Yeah.
4th and 4. Looks like the Red Hawks will go for it. Churla under center. And the delayed give, and it's not going to work for the Red Hawks.
Anthony Dunlap on the carry.
Anthony Dunlap on the carry. He stopped at the line of scrimmage. And the Fraser Ramblers will get the stop on 4th down for the second time.
Fraser takes over.
So Dan, the Fraser Ramblers able to dodge a couple of turnovers here early on and get the ball back. The defense has done the job.
Yeah, their defense has done great because Athens got the ball inside their 30 off the interception and was all able to get down to the 16. Simply not able to convert. Troy Athens needs to do a better job of mixing up their plays. Keep the ball moving downfield. They had a great opportunity to put some points on the board here late in the first quarter, early in the second, but came up empty-handed.
The Ramblers for the first time here in the second quarter. Jack Turry this time, the give up the left side. Not a lot going on, a couple of yards for the Ramblers as Jaden Kitching busted up inside for a couple.
And Luke Briska on the stop. Gain of 2 to the 21-yard line. 2nd down and 8.
Briska, one of the couple of Red Hawks in on the tackle. Brings up 2nd down and 8 for the Ramblers. Turry this time out of the shotgun. Daniels was in motion and instead going up the middle and picking up the 1st down on the give is Kitching.
On the carry. Brought down by Blake Mangus.
Kitching moves the sticks, about a gain of 10 on the play.
Great job with Kitching. Kind of kept those legs moving. That's crucial when you're a running back receiver. When you have the ball, you just got to keep moving, keep lunging forward, and able to convert the 1st down.
Fraser Ramblers have had some success on the ground here today in the first quarter and change. Turry one more time out of the shotgun. This time he'll go back to pass. Nothing doing on the left side. He'll tuck it and he will run. He will cross the 40 up to the 42-yard line. That's a gain of 9 by Jack Turry. But once again, I will say this for the Red Hawks. They've been very good in pass coverage. There was nowhere to go for Turry on that throw. They also have the interception as well.
Yeah, Fraser's only gone on the pass attack twice, an incomplete pass and the interception. Athens does a very good job, again, closing down kind of the open space, forcing the Ramblers to kind of keep the ball on the ground.
2nd and short for the Ramblers. Whole playbook open for them. Instead, they'll go to the left side, and there was a hole once again for Kitching to run through.
Kitching on the carry.
He scoops up 8, moves the chains, and he is into Red Hawks territory right at the 50-yard line.
10 Ramblers.
Again, you can kind of see Kitching's explosiveness. He's able to cover a lot of ground in a hurry. Very athletic.
Travion Hunter, we've called his name a lot on defense for the Ramblers, is out there at the tight end spot. Their coach John Sklanowski told me, he said, I haven't had a tight end in 5 years. And Hunter now, the defensive end, now will come in, and he could be a target in the passing game.
You got a 0-0 tie. Why not? Why not try something different? See if you can get more players involved in the attack.
And we get a stoppage and a timeout called by the Fraser Ramblers. 8:23 left here in a very fast-moving football game so far. But Dan, we figured it would be 2 teams that are going to do the bulk of their work on the ground. We have seen just that. The Fraser Ramblers, maybe a little bit of an edge in yards, but the great equalizer, the turnover, they have 2 of them.
Yeah, and that other one was costly because they had the ball up inside their own 30. Now their defense was able to step up on Troy Athens' next drive and keep them off the scoreboard. But, you have another turnover in this drive, you might not be so fortunate to keep the Red Hawks from crossing the line.
I believe it was the Joker that said it best, dance with the devil in the pale moonlight. You can only do it so many times. The second quarter of action is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Watch sports, drink beer, and eat wings. Check, check, and check. Visit any one of the 59 Buffalo Wild Wings locations in Michigan. Certainly in play for the post-game stop here, I think, for the folks in Troy. Just down the road from here, Troy Athens High School. I'm a spicy garlic kind of guy myself, Dan. Where do you lay out?
I love when it comes to Buffalo Wild Wings, the Parmesan garlic.
Parmesan garlic, solid.
That is my go-to.
It's rich. I love a couple of them, but they are rich. But the spicy garlic is my go-to. Turi this time, his go-to on this drive. Left side carry once again for Kitching.
Kitching on the carry.
And another big gain on first down for the Fraser Ramblers. Kitching picks up about 6, maybe 7.
We've talked about the readouts of Buffalo Wild Wings in Granite City. Doesn't matter where you go in Michigan, every town always has a couple places where after a big sports event, coaches and parents alike kind of flock to.
No doubt. And happy to have them as partners with the PMG Sports Network. Second and short for the Ramblers. Kitching again with the carry. This time the Redhawks stand up and limit it to a 1-yard carry.
6 plays on this drive. 5 times they've gone to Kitching, including 3 straight. He's able to pick up 16 yards in the last 3 carries.
This will bring up another big third down, as they always are. 3rd and 2 on the Redhawks' 42-yard line. 7:45 and ticking left here in the first half.
Now, you grew up in the community of Fraser. What were the favorite places of choice back then?
There's a Buffalo Wild Wings out there as well. There always is. Here's Kitching again, this time through the middle, and he will pick up the first down.
Hand off to Jaden Kitching.
About 6.5 yards on the carry. But the big number was 2. He got that, and it moves the chains for the Ramblers.
First down and 10, Fraser.
And this was a drive that started all the way back at their own 23-yard line. And the Ramblers have just matriculated the ball down the field. They've done this a couple times. It all comes down to not making the mistake.
Now you're halfway through the second quarter. You have to convert at this point. No more turnovers, no more penalties. Just keep moving the chains and you'll find the result you're looking for.
And on the right side with the carry, Rick Johnson bounced that one outside. And he got about 6. So the Ramblers really starting to chew up yardage on the ground. These carries that were 2 and 3 yards early in the first quarter, Dan, have increased to 5, 6, and 7 yards here in the second quarter.
And they've only used 4 ball carriers so far, but
right.
I think as the game progresses, Fraser needs to go back and use more players on the ground, get their tight end involved in some of the pass plays.
Johnson again, this time the Redhawks stand up at the point of attack. Big time tackle in the middle of the line. Luke Rishka led the charge. So once again, a big third down, 3rd and 4 on the Redhawks 30. Ramblers once again will be bringing Travion Hunter. They split Corshawn Williams at the wide receiver spot.
Do they go to the air in this situation? They keep it on the ground. They've used Kitching 6 of their 9 plays in this drive, able to get it down to the 30.
And Turi this time on the give. On the left side, there's some space. And making the turn at the corner on the left side is Daniels. Daniels pushed out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. But a big carry on 3rd down once again for the Fraser Ramblers. And Benjamin Daniels doing the job.
Great sweeper on left.
And they'll say he stepped out earlier in the run. So push him back actually to the 17-yard line. Actually, they got it marked just inside the 18, so he stepped out before he cut all the way down the sidelines, but the Ramblers will take it because it's a first down. And Rick Johnson comes back out onto the field for Fraser. He's had some success on this drive at the running back spot. Turi the give to Johnson, and the Redhawks stand him up and set him down. Big time play made in the middle. That was Henry Cotilla. causing some problems in the backfield for the Redhawks.
There was no real estate whatsoever. He got the ball and smack into a wall. 3 Redhawks.
That's a big-time play by Cotilla. And that really swings the momentum. Big loss on the play. That was a loss of 7 for the Ramblers.
I think Athens kind of needed that play a little bit. They've been giving a lot of yardages here and there, and kind of forces them out of the red zone.
Jack Turry gives the signals to Johnson. They got trips out wide to the left. Turry, the fake handoff. Turry sacked from the left in spot. Huge defensive play by Alexander Babian.
So a couple plays earlier, they were at the 30, got it down to the 17, now back on the 30. Loss of 13 yards over 2 plays.
That is a big-time play by Bobian, Alexander Bobian, the junior. That was a huge sack for the Redhawks. It's 3rd down and a long way. 3rd down and a bus ride now for the Ramblers. And more pressure in the backfield. Turry runs around, eludes a couple of tacklers. Now Turry turns on the Jets, and he will get it inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. So decision time now for John Skladnowski. That's about a 31-ish yard field goal from there. But the big thing is it makes it much more manageable on 4th down because it is 4th and 7. And the Ramblers will bring on the kicking team, it looks like. Jackson Signs will line things up. Aiden Heikala will do the holding. This effort from 31 yards away. The hold is down. The kick is up. Is it enough? It's short. And the Redhawks of Troy Athens hold. And Dan, they gave up some yardage, but in the end, the 0 stays on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's starting to turn out more like a soccer match. We got 0-0 here with 2:51 left in the first half.
We have a winner.
Both teams are threatened, but no one has answered the doorbell.
285-737-04.
The Troy Athens Redhawks will come back out
737-04.
for another crack at it offensively.
From the left, $3 are on the line. Come on up if you've got the winning ticket.
And that kick just short. That goes to show you every yard matters, everybody, in the game of football.
Every yard matters, every play matters, every turnover, every penalty. You only have one game a week, so everything is kind of magnified a little bit. Both teams have put together series within each drive.
Churla drops the football and jumps on top of it. But again, that's an unforced error this time by Troy Athens, and it will cost them almost 5 yards.
Loss of 4 on the play to the 16-yard line.
They'll call it a loss of 4 officially. And again, you talk about that straight T double tight end formation. Just can't afford those 4-yard losses on unforced errors. They tilt the field.
Troy Athens still is yet to attempt to pass in this game. See if they ever mix one in there, if it's going to be all ground assault.
Churla this time on the handoff. Some yardage picked up this time. The carry by Churla as he keeps it himself. And that makes up for the fumbled snap. And now the Redhawks in business, 3rd and 5. 1:45 and ticking left here in the second quarter. Redhawks with 2 timeouts remaining.
50 raffle winner, Chris Cotton. Congratulations.
Can't tell you last time I went to a high school football game, it was 0-0 late in the first half.
Especially in today's day and age. But we talked about it. This is going to be a throwback game for the folks out there. You love the defense. You love running the football. You're in the right place.
Yeah, good old-fashioned smash mouth football.
Absolutely. And they will go back at it again. And Churla keeps it one more time. Spins free and picks up the first down. A tough run by Parker Churla to get the first down. And I think that this was a Red Hawks defense certainly that needed that first down for Troy Athens. And we will get the second timeout called. And Parker Churla right now with his helmet off.
Athens takes timeout.
It is some tough real estate in between those tackles.
Shout out to the varsity volleyball team for starting off their
Fraser
season
obviously is expecting the run at this point. Do they try to mix up a little bit? They're down to a minute 7. 68 yards to go for a score. Or they just kind of keep moving the ball on the ground and run out the clock and hope for better fortunes in the second half.
Neil Rule, Dan Stickrat with you here tonight. PMG Sports Network, MHSAA High School Football. Fraser Ramblers, Troy Athens Redhawks. Live from Troy Athens High School. Glad you could make it here on a very steamy Friday. Opening kickoff temperature 83 degrees. The real feel 91. I was down on the field before the game. It's warmer on the field.
You got on those turf fields,
yes.
It escalates the temperature.
It is warmer, to say the least. Humidity hovering between 75 and 80%. It is steamy. And that we talked about it being a new football year. And it's always amazing to me. We're doing this now till Thanksgiving weekend, till state championship weekend. You run the gamut of weather, and you start in the heat, you finish off in the cold. That is high school football.
It's kind of like the old Forrest Gump thing. Life is like about a bunch of chocolates you're never going to get. Same thing when it comes to high school sports in Michigan. You never know the weather.
Churla goes back to pass, floats it deep. It's tipped, and it's intercepted. Jackson Signs picked it off, and he is on the move up the right side to the 15, to the 10. Breaks a tackle towards the end zone. Did he get in? No, he's down at the 1. Signs with the interception and brought it back to the 1-yard line. The Fraser Ramblers in business. They create the first Red Hawks turnover of the evening, and it's a big one.
51 yards on that return. Picked it off at the 48-yard line, and it'll run all the way down just shy of pay dirt.
Boy, and it was an all-or-nothing proposition for Signs, too. He was able to get his hand in the air and tip it to himself. There was a receiver behind him. We talked about it being a game of inches, a game of yards. If Signs can't get a hand on that ball, it's a touchdown the other way.
Exactly. I mean, there was 2 guys right there. He was just fortunate enough to tip in the right direction, able to groom the interception. Run it down here just shy of the goal line. Huge play. Fraser in a great opportunity, 1st and goal, 52 seconds left, and they are definitely knocking on the door.
Jack Turry, he's certainly a prime candidate to keep this one himself from the 1-yard line with 52 seconds to go. Remember, the Ramblers will get the ball to start the second half as well. Turry under center. He will turn, he will give, and walking into the end zone is Benjamin Daniels, and the Fraser Ramblers score the first points of the season. They put a touchdown on the board. The extra point to come with 49 seconds to play. And again, the hat tip to Jackson Signs on the big play for the Ramblers. And they draw first blood here tonight.
The way the game was going, they expected someone had to step up on either team and make a huge play. Signs came through with the 51-yard interception return, set up his teammates. 1 play, 1 yard. Fraser is up on the scoreboard first.
And Jackson Signs back out there looking to tack on the extra point. The snap rolls back, and we get a whistle, and there's flag on the play. And I believe it was procedure against the Ramblers. And we will back it up 5 yards and try it again. What an effort, though, by Aiden Heikala. That ball bounced back to him. He got the hold down, and Signs did make the kick.
Very quick hands, right idea.
So the false start against Fraser will back it up. Signs will do it again. Bryce Warner leading the charge for the line. The snap is good this time. The hold is down. The kick is up. And the kick is no good. So the penalty cost the Ramblers a point. And they will have to settle for a 6-0 lead with 49 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. But as we get another look, Benjamin Daniels, he will turn, he will give, and one of the easier touchdowns he's going to get in his career, I'm guessing. Jackson Signs provided the fireworks. And the Ramblers, Dan, with that 6-0 lead, and they get the ball to start the second half as well.
That's clearly the confidence boost they were looking for. Able to score first, albeit late in the second quarter. Still able to take that lead. And after a 1-8 season, anything counts. But both teams have collectively shot themselves in the foot. We've had 3 turnovers, a handful of penalties, miscues of players running, hitting each other in the backfield. We're only at a 6-0 advantage for Fraser late in the second quarter.
So Jackson Signs will line things up. And he will put the boot to it late in the second quarter. Ball skips across the turf, takes a big bounce, grabbing it, bringing it up the left side. And that's a good return out to the 37-yard line by Elliott Booth. Booth has an interception in this game, and we will get a flag after the play.
37-yard line, penalty marker on the field.
And let's sort this out, see who this is on. If this is on the Ramblers, that would put Troy Athens into Rambler territory.
Yeah, personal fouls, 15 yards. Let's see which way they go, but definitely after the play.
44 seconds left. And what do we have? And that will go against Troy Athens. And Dan, that hurts. They had brought that ball out to the 37-yard line with 44 seconds and a timeout left.
Dead ball, personal foul against Athens.
We just talked about the simple things, the little penalties. That was a senseless penalty after the play. Instead of getting the ball up around midfield, now they're pinned back with 44 seconds left inside their own 25.
And we'll see what Tom Cook wants to do here. They'll have it at their own 27-yard line. 1 timeout left for the Redhawks. They're down 6-0 in the game. Churla turns, the give on the right side, and some good yardage on first down. Anthony Asher does the job, picks up about 8.5. But the clock is rolling down to 25 seconds, brings up 2nd and 1. And we will get a whistle and a penalty.
Penalty marker on the field.
Perhaps in that false start area on Troy Athens. And that is the case.
2 penalties for 20 yards on this drive.
False start will back it up 5 yards.
Yeah, time is ticking on the Redhawks, down 6-0, 18 seconds left in the second quarter. They have yet to attempt a pass, so I'm assuming they're just going to run this out.
Athens takes timeout.
And Troy Athens will take a timeout.
Congrats to the Troy
one pass attempt, the interception.
Yep. Tuesday night, 9 to 4. The team is made up of student athletes from Troy, IAE, and Athens, including
So the Fraser Ramblers able to overcome 2 first-half turnovers. Their defense did the job to get the football back to the Ramblers, and then their defense made a play of their own. Jackson Signs with an interception.
Congrats to the
And a 51-yard return down to the 1-yard line. And that accounted for the Fraser touchdown. That was the final timeout for Troy Athens.
So Fraser gave up 37.5 points a game last season. Up 6-0 here inside 20 seconds of the second quarter. Much improved defensive effort for the Ramblers.
These two teams did play each other last year, too. That was a 28-20 win, I believe, was a score in favor of Troy Athens.
Season opener down in Fraser.
Yep. So here we go. Give on the right side, and the carry by Asher. And he breaks free. And the tackle made from behind. 9 seconds left. Asher, though, with some big yardage that time. 23-ish yards on the carry. And I would imagine you will see the Red Hawks try to spike this ball. They are out of timeouts. The clock is running down to 6 seconds, 5 seconds. And they do just that with 3 seconds left. So the Red Hawks,
second down, 10.
at their own 48-yard line, will get one more opportunity. But that also goes to show you how big was that penalty on the kick return.
Instead of getting it up around midfield, turned to be costly, pinned them back inside at their own 22. It's gonna, unless they have a big play here in the last snap of the first half, they're gonna find themselves down in a hole without a point on the scoreboard entering the locker room.
So Churla under center. 3 seconds left. Churla with the handoff, right side, Asher. Asher towards the sideline will gain about 5, and that will be that for the first half of play. And the Fraser Ramblers on the road will go to the locker rooms with a 6-0 lead over Troy Athens. And Dan, I think all in all, pretty much on brand here for the first half. We expected a lot of running of the football. We got exactly that. There were some mistakes, as you tend to see in the early goings of a football season. But all in all, pretty much on brand.
Yeah, we saw collectively 4 pass plays the whole first half. Each team turned the ball over via an interception. So over 90% of the plays were from the ground. But a lot of little mistakes that cost each team some points or a chance to move the ball into the red zone. Fraser only has that 6-0 lead here at the break.
So we will take the halftime break as well. 6-0, the Fraser Ramblers have the lead. We'll be back with more MHSAA high school football on the PMG Sports Network. Walking into the end zone is Benjamin Daniels, and the Fraser Ramblers score the first points of the season. They put a touchdown on the board. The extra point to come with 49 seconds to play.
There's good. Then there's sticky, sweet, spicy, double your napkins, don't even share with your own best friend. General's so good. Introducing General Soul Sauce for a limited time at Buffalo Wild Wings.
At Dort Financial Credit Union, we believe in fulfilling our members' dreams and care deeply about supporting our community.
Without amazing partners like Dort Financial Credit Union, we would not be able to do what we do. And that's truly the backbone of our organization, is having those partnerships and community relationships.
From supporting community events to our employee volunteers, we are passionate about giving back to organizations that are important to you and helping make our community a great place to live, work, and play.
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about. We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Let's do it.
Come on, Dad, get me.
Ooh, nice play. All right, go. There you go.
So cute. At Ally, we're helping millions save more for the things that matter most to them. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally.
Get back to work. Oh.
Every small business has expenses as it grows. Whether you're a farmer, a wedding planner, or anything in between, PFCU can help. With a suite of business services, we can help build your business.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Since 1936, Dover has been specializing in doors for your home.
Do you do garage doors?
Dover does it. The area's largest selection to meet everybody's style and budget.
But do you do entry doors?
Absolutely. From steel, fiberglass, wood core, we have the look you'll love. Dover does it.
How about storm doors?
Of course, we have them all. Steel, aluminum, glass, and the very popular retractable screen. Dover does it. Were you going to ask about interior doors?
Why not?
You know it. Whether it's a hanging door, bifold door, sliding door, special shapes and sizes, Dover does it. For all your door needs, installation or service, trust the experts. We've been delivering quality for over 80 years. Dover does it.
I work in nursing home, I work in the restaurant, and I own my own food truck. And I banquet Huntington. I used to always look at that sign, come on, own your own home. Till one day I just said, okay, I'm gonna go talk to the banker. And he didn't tell me, no, it's not possible. He told me anything was possible. And that made me feel good. Hi, I'm Veronica, and this is my banker, Roger. He's awesome. He's a good guy.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
There's good. Then there's sticky, sweet, spicy, double your napkins, don't even share with your own best friend. General So Good. Introducing General Soul Sauce for a limited time at Buffalo Wild Wings.
At Dort Financial Credit Union, we believe in fulfilling our members' dreams and care deeply about supporting our community.
Without amazing partners like Dort Financial Credit Union, we would not be able to do what we do. And that's truly the backbone of our organization, is having those partnerships and community relationships.
From supporting community events to our employee volunteers, we are passionate about giving back to organizations that are important to you and helping make our community a great place to live, work, and play.
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Remember, the Ramblers will get the ball to start the second half as well. Turi under center. He will turn, he will give, and walking into the end zone is Benjamin Daniels, and the Fraser Ramblers score the first points of the season. They put a touchdown on the board. The extra point to come with 49 seconds
the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Let's do it.
Come on, Dad, get me.
Ooh, nice play. All right, go. There we go.
So cute. At Ally, we're helping millions save more for the things that matter most to them. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally.
Get back to work.
Every small business has expenses as it grows. Whether you're a farmer, a wedding planner, or anything in between, PFCU can help. With a suite of business services, we can help build your business.
Welcome back to Troy Athens High School. The Fraser Ramblers with the 6-0 lead over the Red Hawks. Neil Rule, Dan Stickrat back with you. And Dan, look, we can talk football and stuff like that, but I want to talk about what you see on your screen right now. There is nobody in high school football anywhere in the state of Michigan that takes the concession game more serious than they do here at Troy Athens. And Dan, look, you see all the grills there. They have 6 grills. They have a griddle. They're making Philly cheesesteaks, spicy sandwiches with peppers, hamburgers, hot dogs, all of it. Double cheeseburger out there as well. I knew it was serious, Dan, when I walked down there pregame, and I saw they have, and you can see it right there by the poles, the ground pepper. You know it's serious business, and it's right there, right on the post, between those 2 posts. You see all the seasonings right there next to the cheese and that open flame. Those are professionals down there, people. Don't try this at home. These are all professionals.
I think they have parents and alumni and parents of former athletes line up to be part of that booster club and work this concession stand. You know, Neil?
Because you're a legend if you do that.
I have been to hundreds of schools across the state. You know, I worked 30 years now in the media, and I'd have to say Troy Athens might have the very best concession stand I've been. There's a handful of others that are really good, but in terms about what they produce here at football, soccer, and lacrosse games, Troy Athens is hard to beat.
It is incredible. And you see there the one on the far left with the gentleman with the back to the camera. That's all the way Philly cheesesteak he's got going on there. This is a professional outfit, and hey, everybody, high school football is back. Make no mistake. You see the parking lots jammed, huge crowd on hand. It's great to be out here.
If you're going to do it right.
Do it right. And they are absolutely doing it right. The Fraser Ramblers did the first half right here against Troy Athens. They have the 6-0 lead, a very steamy Troy Athens High School. 85 degrees out there right now. The winds are calm. It is a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. Some weather is expected, but it was a very quick first half. And Dan, will probably see a lot of the same. Tons of running plays by Troy Athens, a lot of running plays by Fraser as well. And we said when we went to the break, it was very much on brand.
Yeah, we only saw a combined 4 pass plays in the whole first half. And Fraser's only completion was for a -1 yard, and both teams threw an interception. But we only had 201 combined yards of offense in that first half. Athens had 98, Fraser had 103. And we sit at a 6-0 Fraser lead here just before the start of the second half.
No question about that. And the Fraser Ramblers had a couple of opportunities to score points in that first half. They turned it over twice on their first 2 possessions. And they have moved the football from one side of the field to the other. Troy Athens was able to rack up some yardage there with that last possession right before the end of the half. But on paper, the Fraser scoring summary, 1 play, 1 yard, 1 touchdown, the touchdown run by Benjamin Daniels. But it was Jackson Sines that was the star of the show. His 50-yard interception return to the 1-yard line set it all up.
Yeah, and that touchdown drive lasted a mere 3 seconds, Neil.
Right.
3 seconds for pay dirt. Yep, 51-yard return down inside the 1 for Sines. Set the table. And his teammates were able to push it across the line on the very next play. There was a lot of mistakes in that first half. Penalties, guys colliding at the line of scrimmage on handoffs.
Which, again, as we talked about, was not unexpected. You see this across all levels of football, especially after we had a penalty on the first play and offsides on the first play. But you're going to see, I mean, these are kids, man. 99.9% of these kids get 4 years of this. And a lot of the players out there on the field, this is the last opening day of their lives. So forgive them if they get a little excited.
Yeah, let's be honest, most kids do not play football beyond the high school experience. I mean, even in other sports, the small amount of kids that ever suit up for a college is minimal. And these are supposed to be the days of your lives, so to speak.
So the Ramblers with that 6-0 lead as the teams get ready to come back out for the second half of play. Troy Athens Redhawks in the red and gold. The Fraser Ramblers in the all-whites with the blue trim as well. Troy Athens had the ball first, so of course the Fraser Ramblers will get the ball to start, and that's why it was so big to get that touchdown with inside a minute to go, because you do get the double flip, as I like to call it. And all good teams throughout the history of football, you know, when you go back to the Patriots dynasties, Dan, the one thing they always did that nobody ever talked about, good football teams score inside of 2 minutes when they're getting the football to start the third quarter. That's where games flip.
Yeah, you have to be able to cash in those situations. Right. It's a crucial part of football. And you can move the ball up and down the field all game, but getting those key points inside the last 2 minutes of a half or a game, or the last minute, you know, those opportunities come, and you have to be able to, you know, set the table for your teammates, and hopefully someone can convert on a reception or a run into the end zone late in a half.
Luke DiGiovanni will kick things off here for Troy Athens. Booms it down the field on the left side, running up and making the grab is Rick Johnson. Johnson, pursuit, able to get away from a couple of tacklers. A flag flies inside the 35-yard line as Johnson gets out to the left side just over the 36. We will check the penalty.
That flag went up pretty early, right after the play began.
The officials right now conferring, and we will get the call. And that indeed is a hold against the Fraser Ramblers. So Troy Athens still controlling their fate, though, however, in this game, down just 6-0.
Holding on the return against Fraser.
And that will be a big penalty against the Fraser Ramblers. They will start this drive inside their own 20-yard line.
First and 10 from their own 19.
Troy Athens looking to get the stop, get the football back. Jack Turry out there for another half of action at the quarterback spot for the Fraser Ramblers. He carried the ball on the first play. He carried the ball often in the first half for the Ramblers. Let's see what head coach John Skladnowski wants to do here with Turry out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to his right, and it will be a quarterback draw again. And Turry slips through. And a big gain on first down. He got about 9.5. So the Ramblers spread the field and then run it up the middle.
See what type of changes each coaching staff makes. It's going to have to be a little bit more than just execution. You know, find some more plays in the book, because 6-0, especially for Athens' standpoint, they were able to move the ball, not able to capitalize on any drive they had. Now they're forced to play defense to open up the second half, but once they get the ball back, we'll kind of look to see what kind of adjustments Troy Athens make. And as Fraser has the ball, do they keep it on the ground like they did in the first half, or do they try to go to the air attack a little bit more?
The whole playbook's open right now. Turry went over to head coach John Skladnowski, and he will go to the air, and he will go deep down the field towards the left side, and the flag will be thrown. Corshan Williams had a step on his defender, and it looked like Kendall Terry lost his footing and maybe got wrapped up with Williams just a little bit, but it looked awkward, and the flag flew.
Clearly some contact down around the Troy Athens 40, so likely pass interference.
And that is the case. They will walk off the 15-yard penalty.
So 3 penalties for 35 yards against the Redhawks.
Pass interference against Athens. Spots the ball at the 43-yard line.
So just like that, the Fraser Ramblers up to the 43-yard line, 1st down and 10. Coming out onto the field, Travion Hunter, the defensive end, who made a couple of huge plays in that first half defensively for the Ramblers. I talked about it during the first half of the broadcast. Coach Sklanowski told me they haven't had a tight end in 5 years, and they will split him out wide. And instead it's the give. And moving it up the left side on the carry.
Hand off to Mason Seeblick.
Mason Seeblick with the carry. Will get good yardage on 1st down.
See if they try to get their tight ends more involved in the playbook here in the second half. You know, one of the best tight ends in the country calls the OAA home, Brady Preekshorn, at nearby Rochester Adams, committed to the University of Michigan. He was recruited from Cetus INEC. The 2-sport star is going to stay home here at Michigan. So again, one of the best players in the state here from Troy Athens Conference, the OAA.
Benjamin Daniels gets the carry and bounces it out to the right side. He's inside the 20, the foot race towards the end zone. He's taken down at the 6-yard line. But a big play on the give to Benjamin Daniels. And the Fraser Ramblers knocking on the door.
Huge play, got in the open field, showed a little bit of track and field speed.
Ball spotted the 6-yard line. 1st down and goal.
47 yards.
And the Ramblers, this drive started inside their own 20. And there you see a good job defensively there. Nathan Piggott didn't give up on the play, and he will give his defense another shot to get a stop, get a turnover, who knows. But a good play by Piggott. Handoff to the right side, shaking and baking, and getting up towards the 5-yard line, Jaden Kitching. Able to drive his way up inside the 5-yard line, all the way to the 2-yard line.
Fraser on the first half had a combined 103 yards of offense, able to pick up 47 on that long play, just a couple plays from scrimmage ago, and now they're knocking on the doorstep once again.
Kitchens in the backfield. Instead, it's an inside handoff, and driving his way into the end zone for a Ramblers touchdown is Benjamin Daniels. There is a penalty marker, however, on the field. So hold everything.
A little bit of movement there on the line of scrimmage. Let's see which way the flag goes.
And they will disregard the flag. So it is a Fraser Rambler touchdown.
Lost the scoreboard, went out of power here.
Well, we do know that it's 12-0 Fraser.
Usually points are supposed to light up the scoreboard, not shut it off. It did go down for about 10 or 15 seconds, but back on now.
With 8:58 to go here in the 3rd quarter. No sign of Jackson Signs, the kicker. And instead coming back out is Jack Turry, so it looks like the Ramblers will go for 2.
So Daniels, 2 carries for 49 yards and the second score for Fraser. Here to start the opening drive of the second half.
Turry, the handoff, right side, driving towards the goal line and getting in for 2 is Jaden Kitchen, but another flag is down. Was there a hold on the end, perhaps?
Over there on the far side, right after the play was snapped.
I saw Heikala was out there, split wide. And they will disregard the flag again. That will not make the hometown Redhawks fans happy.
Inadvertent flag, and the 2-point conversion is good.
So the 2-point conversion will stand, and the Fraser Ramblers waste very little time here in the 3rd quarter. With 8:58 to play, they take a 14-0 lead over Troy Athens.
6 plays, 3:02 off the clock. Didn't waste much time to.
And then punching it in for 2. Inside handoff and driving his way into the end zone for Ramblers. Finishing it off for the Fraser Ramblers, Benjamin Daniels. And Dan, you talked about it earlier. This has been a multifaceted run attack for the Fraser Ramblers. They have a lot of distribution in the carries here tonight, and you have seen a lot of players chew up some yardage for the Ramblers on the attack.
They've been able to use 6 different players running the ball, which will be crucial. Again, it's very hot and humid. Players might start cramping here in the second half. You have to be able to go deep into that wheel, kind of keep it spinning. You know, if you want to ride one horse, they might have 35 carries, but they'll be awfully tired in the seat late in the game. So Fraser doing a very good job of kind of bouncing off the run plays.
Jackson Signs will boom it down the field. A line drive kick that is taken at about the 4-yard line, and making the move to the left side is Karoka. And he's able to get across the 30, or actually just in front of the 30-yard line. So about a 27-yard return. Alexander Karoka. And this becomes a big drive for the Troy Athens Redhawks. And they will mark them right at the 30.
Troy Athens won this game 28-21 last year. Now Athens is on his heels a little bit. Down 14-0, 8:50 to go in the third. They only had 98 yards of offense in that first half, Neil. They just weren't able to move the ball with any bit of consistency.
Parker Churla under center. He will hand off on the inside, and churning up the field and getting some yardage, Anthony Asher once again.
Brought down by Benjamin Daniels.
So a good gain by Asher on first down.
A 9-yard gain out to the 39.
Give him about an 8.5-yard gain on that carry.
Second down and 1.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking up at the lights here on the field. You can see the humidity in the air. It's like South Florida here right now.
You can almost breathe it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so thick.
Churla again, the turn, the give, and this play will be brought down in the backfield. Asher this time doesn't have near the success. There were a host of Fraser Ramblers. There was just penetration from all sides by Fraser on that effort.
And it goes down to that consistency thing. They made a great play on the
36-yard line.
First snap of their series, and the second one they lose 3 more yards, so they have to be able to consistently move that ball. They've been unable to do that here. We've played 2.5 quarters. Time starting to become Troy Athens' enemy, down 14-0 midway through the third quarter.
So big third down, 3rd and 4. They're on their own 36. Churla the snap again. He keeps it. He fires it across and off the fingertips at the 40-yard line of Kanan Hanbury. And that will bring out the punt team for Troy Athens. The play was there, the pass just off the fingertips.
Yeah, and they still unable to complete a single pass play so far. You know, great opportunity on the 3rd down, unable to capitalize, turning the ball back over with a punt here. And they're down 14-0. Fraser starting to gain a little bit of confidence. They're able to score in their last drive of the second quarter, first drive of the third quarter.
Michaela and Williams back deep to receive the punt, and there's a late addition coming onto the field for Troy Athens, and that is a tough break for Tom Cook, the head coach of the Redhawks. Hayden Crum was late getting onto the field, and the Redhawks had to burn a timeout in a game where you're down 14-0, where you run the football. Those those timeouts become very, very valuable.
That's just another mental lapse. Again, Athens has had several of them. That could cost them a timeout. That could be very costly late in the game if Athens is able to play back into this contest, not having another timeout late in the contest.
In the third quarter of our broadcast here tonight, brought to you by Commercial Graphics, the official graphics supplier of PMG Sports Network. Here at Commercial Graphics, they specialize in print, design, signage, apparel, promo items, vehicle graphics, and more. To inquire about their services, give them a call, 586-726-8150, 586-726-8150, or go to graphics.com, comgraphics.com. Punting situation, and instead the Redhawks will go for it, and the first down is obtained. A smash mouth run by Luke Georgie. So the punter on the fake punt does the job, and the Redhawks are right back in business.
Had to do something to kind of get back in this game, and a fake punt. A lot of things haven't worked well. They only had 98 yards of offense first half, no points to show. So they did not want to have to punt that ball away, able to convert on the fake punt. But more importantly, they still have the ball. Now it's time for Troy Athens to figure out a way to move that ball consistently and get back in the game, put some points up on that board before the third quarter is complete.
Huge play for the Redhawks. 1st and 10 now at their own 41. And the ball, was it loose? It's loose on the ground, and the Fraser Ramblers have it. The fumble recovery by Ryan Carney Jr. And that is tough for the Troy Athens Redhawks. Right on the heels of a huge fake punt conversion, they give the ball back to the Ramblers.
Again, they're shooting themselves in the foot. They have opportune times to be able to move the ball, and they cough it up right away.
Couldn't tell if that was a bad snap or what the story was. All I know is that ball hit the ground and bounced about 7 yards down the field. And Ryan Carney Jr., the junior, was all by himself able to jump on it. And a huge break for the Ramblers, and that is just crushing for Troy Athens. And the Ramblers with the give to Benjamin Daniels. Daniels tries to turn it upfield, got a couple on the carry.
Brought down by Kendall Terry.
Huge play. Daniels a bit gimpy as he goes back to the huddle. And the ball was loose. It's loose on the ground in the Fraser. Kendall Terry on the tackle for the Redhawks. Daniels tried to stay in the game, but limps off. Jaden Kitching, who's had some success tonight, comes in. Ramblers going with 4 wide again. They have trips on the right. And Kitchen will get the carry, and Kitchen is dumped immediately in the backfield. Donovan Youssef brings him down.
Kitching had a lot of success in the first half, not so much lately. They've been going to Daniels. Daniels has 4 carries for 52 yards or 54 yards and a pair of scores on the ground. Again, Fraser has been able to use 6 different ball carriers here, and time is on their side right now, 14-0 late in the third quarter. And again, they got the ball back. Even though they had a loss in that play, there's still plenty of time to get more points out of this drive.
Redhawks doing the job defensively, however, after the turnover. Turi rolls to the right, trying to look for somewhere to go, and instead he will be sacked on the left side of the field. In the neighborhood was Donovan Youssef again. Luke Riska in the mix as well. I believe he got credit for the sack, so that is a huge stand by Troy Athens. 4th and long for the Ramblers.
Ethan Burks back to return for the Redhawks.
The Ramblers will punt. Jackson Signs drops back. Elliott Booth back to receive the kick. He had a big interception. And once again, another Redhawks player late getting on the field. The snap bounces back to Signs, and Signs in trouble. And Signs dragged down and fumbles a football out of bounds. And another huge defensive play by Troy Athens. So some life in the stadium here at Troy Athens with 4:14 to play in the third quarter. And that was a big mistake for the Fraser Ramblers.
Yeah, this is a chance, great chance for Troy Athens to get back in this game. They get the ball inside the 50. But now they just have to consistently, again, move the ball down the field, move those chains, try to put points up on the board. They're down to 4:14 left. They have not scored yet in this game, down 14-0.
Ethan Burks comes out onto the field. So here we go. Shirley at the quarterback spot. The inside give. And about 4.5 yards on first down. Just a mass of humanity there in the middle of the field.
Handoff up the middle to Ethan Burks.
Ethan Burks was the one that got the carry as he scoots off the field.
Brought down by Daniels.
But as I always like to say, Dan, you get 4 yards every carry, you'll never be stopped until you get into the end zone.
Just keep moving the ball. The little things do count. They do add up.
Just like that, Troy Athens at the Rambler 32-yard line. Coming up on 3.5 minutes to play. Inside give. Moving. Battling. Moving his legs. Anthony Asher not to be denied. He scoops up a first down, and you can feel the momentum changing right now.
Get the ball back. Now they're inside the 25. But Athens several times this game has shot themselves in the foot, Neil. They've had penalties, turnovers. They have to keep the ball. They have to move those chains, and they definitely have to put points on the board in this drive.
Their defense did the job. Couple of huge plays, and they are in business at the Ramblers 25, 1st and 10. And there's a quarterback keep this time.
Parker Sherla on the keep.
And Sherla able to gain 5 yards.
Jaden Kitching on the stop. That's a 5-yard gain to the 20-yard line. 2nd down and 5.
Kitching on the tackle, but not before Sherla picked up 5. But that's life on the road, though. You make a mistake, the home crowd gets into it. There's a definite shift in momentum here inside this stadium.
And that's the way it is with high school sports. In one little crucial error, and you can let on the team get right back into a contest.
Churla the give, and with more room to run on the right side, Anthony Asher one more time, and he will scoop up another first down. And the Redhawks are inside the Ramblers' 10-yard line with 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter, trailing Fraser 14-0.
A quick 16 yards on 2 plays for Asher. At times he seems to be very productive, so do they keep going to him on this drive?
And they will again to the right side this time. Asher pounding his way down inside the 5-yard line.
Number 23,
down to the 3. So Anthony Asher imposing his will on this Ramblers defense.
A 6-yard gain down to the 3-yard line of Fraser.
And Dan, right now I'm sensing it's not broke. So I don't think Tom Cook's going to want to fix it.
No, 3 straight plays. 22 yards for Asher. And they are knocking on the door inside the 5-yard line.
You're not quite as tired when you can see the goal line, too, right there. We've seen consecutive carries to that right side of the offensive line with great success. Let's see if they do it again. Churla. No, this time it's an inside handoff, and the Ramblers were ready for it. They stand it up right at the line of scrimmage.
Up the middle.
Kendall Terry found no ground right in the middle of that Rambler defensive line.
3rd and goal from the 3.
So these are pivotal 2 plays. And that is my guess, barring any kind of penalty or anything like that.
And this should be the final play of the third quarter, down inside 15 seconds.
Redhawks knocking on the door. Huge 3rd down play. 3rd and goal from the 3. Asher on the left side. They go to Asher. He cuts to the right side. Stood up at the goal line, able to pound his way into the end zone. A touchdown for the Troy Athens Redhawks. What a play. Anthony Asher not to be denied.
Yeah, final play of the 3rd quarter. Gets the ball on that right side. They've been very successful this half of moving the ball down the right side. Able to dive over that line into the end zone. And they're back in business. Down just to score. See what they do on the extra point or if they go for 2-point. The touchdown was scored as the final second ticked off here in the 3rd quarter.
And they will, in fact, go for 1, apparently. Luke DiGiovanni, although he had a fake punt earlier. Looking to finish off with the extra point. The snap down, and the kick is blocked. And flying in off that right in position was Aiden Heikkila, and that is a big play by the Ramblers.
Yeah, Fraser now has that 8-point advantage. So if Athens does score another touchdown, they'll be forced to go to a 2-point conversion. Again, another mistake by the Redhawks.
So we will go to the 4th quarter. Don't go anywhere. Business picking up here at Troy Athens. The Fraser Ramblers with a 14-6 lead over the Redhawks. We'll be back with the 4th quarter. This is PMG Sports Network coverage of Michigan high school football.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Welcome back to Troy Athens High School. Neil Rule, Dan Stickrat with you for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Redhawks punching one into the end zone. The extra point was blocked. 14-6, the Ramblers with the lead, and they will have the football. And on the return to the left side, first contact results in the tackle as Rick Johnson brought down short of the 20. And when everything was stacked against this Redhawks team down 14-0, the Ramblers getting the football back. The Redhawks defense made a couple of huge plays. Let's see if they can do it again.
Yeah, they've had a few in this game. They're finally able to get the ball back, put together a sustainable drive. The defense, they'll be called to rise again on this Fraser drive. They pin them back inside the 20 here on the kickoff. We talked about in the 1st quarter how every play of every drive is crucial as the next. Now we're in a 14-6 game in the 4th quarter. This game is far from over, Neil.
Jack Turry out of the shotgun. The turn. The give to Kitching. Kitching shakes the first defender, scoots it up inside. Up to the 23-yard line. Gain of 4 on first down. With 11:40 and moving left in the football game. And Dan, right now this becomes the drive of the game for the Fraser Ramblers. If you're able to go down and punch it into the end zone, you can seize control of this game. On the flip side of the coin, for the Redhawks, a stop here, the momentum continues. This is so big.
Athens has done a better job here defensively late in the 3rd quarter. See if they can try to force a turnover. That would be another huge advantage to try to get the ball back in the Fraser territory.
Turry with the give on the inside, and the ball was taken away. And the whistle sounds. Will they say the runner was down? I believe that was Anthony Dunlap who ran away with the football. They'll say the progress, I believe, was stopped. And there was nothing doing for the Fraser Ramblers on that carry.
Everything happened so quickly, I couldn't even tell who actually had the ball. All I saw was the Troy Athens player kind of going the other way.
24-yard line. That brings up 3rd down and 5.
It is 3rd down and 5 for the Fraser Ramblers. Kitching in the backfield. Turry out of the shotgun. They're on their own 25-yard line. Turry drops back to pass. He's in trouble, but he completes the pass across the middle. Heikala found a soft spot in the field and made the grab and got the 1st down.
Huge play by the Ramblers. Able to convert on that play.
Jack Turry had hands all over him, and it looked like he was going to take the sack. And Heikala, as we said, found a soft spot in the defense. Big play.
Got rid of the ball just in time. Heikala in the right place at the right time. Able to catch and run, just to get over the line.
And the clock continues to move inside 10 minutes left. Ball slung out to the left side. The catch is made. The run after the catch across the 45. Out of bounds, but a 1st down reception for Corshawn Williams. And just like that, the Ramblers offense has a bit of rhythm going to the air.
Give up the touchdown drive, but able to bounce back quickly, getting the ball close to midfield.
About to the 45-yard line. 1st down and 10.
First down and 10 now for the Fraser Ramblers at their own 45-yard line. Jack Turry out of the shotgun one more time. He will hand off, and there is not much happening for Jaden Kitching. He stacked up a yard in the backfield, and he goes down for a 1-yard loss.
Dunlap and Georgie at the stop. That's a loss of 1 on the
The interior of this defensive line for the Redhawks here in the second half. After the Ramblers went down and got an early touchdown, since that point, they've been pretty stout.
Yeah, when Fraser's moving the ball, Troy Athens done a very good job of closing in right after the snap, either a run or a pass. They've been able to close down quickly, not giving a lot of real estate up to the Ramblers.
Turry out of the shotgun. He's been pretty much exclusively out of the shotgun. Turry will hand to Kitching, and Kitching able to get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard gain. Kitching slow to get up. He's a bit shaken up as well, and he will come out of the football game. Benjamin Daniels will replace him. But the storyline now, 3rd and 10. The Ramblers were able to pull out a 1st down on 3rd down a few minutes ago. Can they do it again? 8 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Another huge play. Turry out of the shotgun, back to pass. Turry waits, fires, incomplete. Couldn't find his target. Travion Hunter was over along that far sideline. But once again, the Redhawks get the stop, and they will get the football back. It's 4th and 10.
Great opportunity for the Redhawks to get the ball back, but if they do score here, they pin themselves a little bit of an extra hole, not being able to convert on that extra point at the end of the 3rd quarter. So they're down 8, 7:44 left. Still plenty of time to get back in this game, but
Jackson Signs hassled, big punt rush there. As that ball takes a hop, now goes back the other direction, and the Ramblers will down it at the Redhawks' 36-yard line. So only about a 20-yard punt. Can't tell if maybe that was partially deflected or not, but there was some heat coming from the Redhawks punt rush.
Yeah, I saw the way that ball was kind of spinning towards the outside. It might have had someone had a fingertip on that punt.
Correction, 36-yard line.
So 14-6, Fraser Ramblers trying to hold on 7:34 left here in this football game. Neil Roldan, Stick Rat with you. If you're just joining us, where you been?
It's opening weekend.
It is.
Football. Love this time of year, Neil. Love kind of the beginning new start of the high school sports year.
There's an inside carry once again, churning up some yards in the middle. The Redhawks will pick up about 4.5. And one more time, you see Anthony Asher on the carry. Anthony Asher's been the workhorse here in the second half.
4 to the 40-yard line.
They were able to go to him several times on our last drive. He was able to be very fruitful. They were able to score their first touchdown of the game. And we talked about Asher's kind of been their go-to guy. When he's hot, keep the ball in his hands, see if he can make a little magic, get Athens back in to this contest.
Churla this time will keep it himself, and Churla gets to the second level, and Churla gets across midfield. Lost control of the football. The officials say he was down.
Across the 50, in the Ramblers territory.
About a 13-yard gain by Churla. And again, you feel the momentum. This is a different Redhawks team. After that first Rambler drive of the third quarter, they have been in control of this football game.
Time is running out. We're down to 6:25. It's one of those things where they almost should have to score on this drive.
And remember, they have only 2 timeouts remaining. They were forced to use one on a punt.
We talked about that could be costly, and we'll see if that's the case.
And the Fraser Ramblers will call a timeout.
Fraser takes timeout.
So 6:05 left in the fourth quarter of our broadcast here tonight. Brought to you by Trivaloni Asset Management. When it comes to achieving your financial goals, finding a partner you can trust is critical. Let's break this down for you, everybody. Your success is our success. Pretty simple, isn't it? To learn more, visit trivam.com, TRIVAM.com today. Athens Redhawks on the move. They're in Ramblers territory, down 14-6 in week 1. The high school football season, as we said, Neil Roldan, Stick Rat here with you. Happy to have you along for the ride on PMG Sports Network.
Anthony Asher, kind of been their go-to guy in the second half. He leads the Redhawks in rushing, 67 yards, 11 carries. Did have that score at the end of the third quarter.
And he seems to be getting stronger as the night goes on. And instead, they will go away from Asher this time. The run inside. Looks like that was Anthony Dunlap on the carry. He got a yard. Clock continues to move. It's 2nd and 9.
On the stop. A gain of 1 to the 48-yard line. 2nd down and 9.
Pressure cooker is tightening. Redhawks very deliberate right now. Not a lot of urgency offensively.
Down just over 5 minutes.
Churla the fake, and he will go to the air, and the throw is over top of the intended receiver, Kanan Hamberry. Good news for the Redhawks, the clock does stop. But the bad news is it's 3rd and 9, but you got to assume this is probably 4-down territory here with about 5 minutes left in the game.
3rd and 9, but still not able to complete a single pass in this contest. Only down 8, 5:17 left, but at this stage, you got to be able to move the football, either run, pass, or kind of mix it up a little bit. They've been all run this game.
They've had some success running on the interior. We'll see if they do it again. Maybe try to do that 2 times, get yourself a 1st down. Let's see. Churla, the give, and they go right back to their workhorse, and he does just that as the run by Anthony Asher gets you about 4 yards.
Danielson Seablick on the stop.
This will bring up the decision for Tom Cook, but it doesn't look like it's much of a decision. They are going for it. This will bring up 4th down and about 5.5 if you want to get granular.
Some of those missed opportunities in the first half coming back to bite the Redhawks. They're down 8 inside 5 minutes, so 4th and 5, they're definitely going to go for it. Have to produce a first down here on this next play.
And the give instead is faked, and the end-around carry on the right side by Parker Churla.
Parker Churla on the carry.
And he will not get the first down. And they have it as 4th down on the sticks.
Turnover on downs.
I thought that was 4th down before. So it is Ramblers' ball. Everybody in the stadium thought it was 3rd down, but it was 4th down.
Scoreboard was off by a play there.
Right. And I'm not having an argument with my wife, so I can win this one. I was right. I want it on the record.
Okay.
And now we have a timeout on the field.
Fraser takes timeout.
And the Fraser Ramblers will call another timeout. So the Ramblers get the stop on 4th down. And they have it at their own 41-yard line. There's 4:25 left. Redhawks, I believe, 1 timeout left.
One timeout, down 8 points, 4:25 left, and they do not have the football.
So now you're in a situation where you're the Ramblers. Maybe 2 first downs can win this football game for you.
You have to keep the ball moving. Make the clock your friend, not your enemy. A lot can happen. Still a lot of football, 4:25 left. A simple turnover here could get Athens, allow them right back into the game. If you keep the football, keep those chains moving, Fraser isn't a good opportunity here to put the icing on the cake.
Now the whistle, and we are ready to go. And this will be a handoff, and diving across the line of scrimmage is Jaden Kitching. He will pick up a couple for the Ramblers. But the clock continues to run, brings up about a 2nd and 8.
Play to the 43-yard line. 2nd down and 8.
That 40-second play clock, though, moves on. And the Fraser Ramblers in no particular hurry right now. They lead at 14-6. 3:42 and ticking. Ramblers loading up at the point of attack. There's a flag down on the play. And busting up through the middle is Jaden Kitching. And he's in the area of a first down for now. We'll check the flag.
See, looked like one of the players jumped offside. See which way the flag goes. There's movement on both sides of the ball.
And it's procedure against the Ramblers. So maybe somebody was moving towards the line of scrimmage. That's a big call in this game. Kitching was right at the line to gain with 3:33 left.
He was inches away from a first down. And
instead, now they're going to face a 2nd and about 12.
2nd down and 13.
As the clock begins to run. Jack Turry relays the play call in in the Ramblers huddle. Ramblers bunched up again, right at the line. Turi the handoff, driving forward. Is Jaden Kitching one more time.
Brought down by Kanan Hanbury.
He gains about 3, and the Redhawks will use a timeout. And I believe that's their final timeout.
So if they get the ball back, they will be able to have to move the football without the luxury of any more timeouts. They're down 8, 2:58 left here in this fourth quarter.
So now the decision for John Skladnowski and the Fraser Ramblers, what do you want to do here? Do you want to attempt to pass to try to pick up that first down? Is it more valuable to run that 40-ish seconds off the clock, perhaps? Because now you start running the math on it, right? You're at three-ish minutes to go. You got about 180 seconds for all the math majors in the house. Is it more valuable to clip 40 off of that? Because again, you're talking about 20% of the available time left in the game.
Yeah, this is a huge decision-making time for the Ramblers. They can find a way either on the run or the pass to get that first down, put them in great position, but they allow a lot of time to go off before the snap as well.
All the chips in the middle of the table. 3rd down and 10 for the Ramblers at their own 41-yard line.
Troy Athens kind of stacking that box a little bit up the middle.
What will the Ramblers do? And the Ramblers will use their final timeout as well.
Ramblers take timeout.
So again, I don't hate that from John Skladnowski. Try to pick up a free 5 yards. Because if you're the Ramblers right now, that timeout, you hope, is nothing to you. Because you hope you run the end of this game out to get a win.
Exactly. You just got to maintain possession of that football, and the game is yours.
And that was a good job by the Redhawks to kind of hold the line.
I mean, they've had a few costly errors this game. You definitely don't want it in the clutch situation right now. You still have time to get the ball back. Try to tie up this football game. You do not want to have a stupid penalty. It will cost your team in the end.
So we'll do it again. Big crowd on hand here. Troy Athens High School. You can hear them in the background. 3rd down and 10 for the Ramblers. Now the Ramblers going to a 4 wide with a single back. And Turi's out of the shotgun. And Turi will go back to pass. And Turi instead will keep it. Is he going to go out of bounds? Oh, he did.
Turi on the keep.
Turi went out of bounds.
Just out of bounds by Deshaun.
And that stops the clock with 2:51.
Only got 2 yards on the play. Ran out of bounds to stop that clock.
And that is not what the Fraser Ramblers wanted there.
Signs in the punt for the Ramblers.
Wow.
To return for the Redhawks.
So a big break for Troy Athens, and they're going to get the football back. And now the snap to Signs, and Signs will have to run up and hit the punt, and he does, and it bounces, and he gets a fortunate bounce, and this will continue to move inside the 20, to the 17, to the 16, and the Ramblers down it there. Boy, Jackson Signs averted disaster, and then got a good break.
It was kind of a running point, a running punt. Didn't get a lot of airtime on the punt, but got a great roll of over 20 yards, hitting the Redhawks down on their own 16 with 2:35 left. What could have been disastrous turned out to be a plus for the Ramblers.
Athens start their drive. 1st and 10.
So here we go. 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line for the Troy Athens Redhawks, trailing this one 14-6. They got to go the length of the field, and they got 2:35 to do it with no timeouts. And it's no secret what they're going to look to do. Anthony Asher has been a workhorse, and instead going back to pass and firing it deep and open and making the catch. inside the 20, and he will score!
The first completion of the game. 84 yards.
Touchdown, Redhawks! Elliott Booth, an 84-yard touchdown reception from Parker Churla. But there is a flag on the play all the way back at the 21-yard line. This is a huge call.
Did someone jump off sides? Was there a hold near the line of scrimmage?
There are 2 flags down, and it will be against Troy Athens. Wow.
Against the Redhawks.
Illegal man downfield.
They've had a lot of costly penalties and errors this game. That could be the most costly of them all.
Elliott Booth, who had an interception in the first half of the game, had an 84-yard touchdown called back on an illegal man downfield. And instead of 14-12, it's first down and 15 from their own 10-yard line.
Athens only had 4 penalties on the game, but that was absolutely huge. Instead of an 84-yard touchdown play, let's get back within 2. Now they're forced back in their 11-yard line. First and 15, 2:21 left. Not a lot of time and a lot of real estate to cover.
So here we go again. Churla with the give inside. The Ramblers will stack it up at the line. And the Redhawks' most valuable commodity right now are those seconds coming off the clock that you see on your screen, your tablet, your phone, your big screen, however you're watching it here on the PMG Sports Network.
Second down and 14.
Second down and 14. Churla again at the line, and he will keep it rolling out to the right, steps into the pass and overthrows the intended receiver Dunlap, just out of the reach of a diving Fraser Rambler as well. Mason Siplik was in the area.
Third down and 14.
So now it's third down and 14, and boy, Mr. Stickrat, somebody let the air out of this balloon here at the stadium.
Yeah, now they're going to have to find essentially a miracle here. Down 8 with a $1:32 left. Their only completion of the game was nullified. 84-yard touchdown off the catch and run, and nullified and taken off the clock on a penalty. Athens in some serious trouble here inside 2 minutes.
Parker Churla will go back to pass and pressure, and the sack off the right end. Travion Hunter, another big play, and Churla is down.
He got hit by an absolute freight train.
Travion Hunter is 6'4", 215 pounds, and he had a free run. He's been a wrecking ball in this football game.
He's come through 3 or 4 times in this game with huge plays. When he breaks free in the middle, he can do some serious damage from his defensive position. You know, 6'4", 215, and a very athletic 6'4", 215. College coaches at various levels must love his potential.
Yes. Coaches tend to like guys that make big-time pass rushing. We're taking another look at the apparent touchdown catch by Elliott Booth. And the Redhawks and all their fans here thought they were going to get an opportunity to try to tie this game with a 2-point conversion, but instead the penalty, and that led to this. Travion Hunter coming around the edge with a huge sack. And I can see why colleges, as John Skladnowski, Ramblers head coach, told me in our conversation last night, he's got about 3 colleges looking at him right now. There may be a few more in the mix.
Yeah, this is only game 1 of the season. A lot can happen over here the next 3 months. But again, sometimes you have that height and athleticism and speed. You can't actually teach that. You either have it or you don't. And it's on full display here for Fraser.
Here we go for the Red Hawks. Their last opportunity. It's 4th and 21. They're on their own 5-yard line. Dropping back to pass, throwing the pass. It's caught. The catch is made. The ball knocked away as Hayden Crum got the reception. Either way, the Fraser Ramblers get the stop. It's a turnover on down for the Troy Athens Red Hawks, and the Fraser Ramblers just a minute 16 away from winning this football game on the road. The Ramblers, who were 1-8 last season, looking to get off to a 1-0 start this year.
And that's crucial for a team that was going through a major rebuilding year in 2022. Maybe they'll come out here, limit the opposition to 6 points, come out with a W. So the game is theirs. As long as there's no mental mistakes here with the Buck 17 left, Fraser's going to win their season opener.
You execute a couple snaps, and you get to get on the bus and go back to Fraser.
It's not a long bus ride back to Fraser, so plenty of time to celebrate tonight here for the Ramblers.
Jack Turry takes a knee. They are 1 knee away from getting the road win to start the season and already equaling their win total from last year. And John Skladnowski said that yesterday. Said, I like this team. This is the best leadership I've ever had. And guys like Mario Pomorski, who we saw big efforts from in the first half as well. And I asked him too, I said, John, like you talk about leadership, right? But are they talented? Because leaders got to be talented too. And he said, yes, they are. And we saw that here tonight. And there's another knee taken by Jack Turry. And that will wrap this up here at Troy Athens High School. The Fraser Ramblers will get the road win 14-6 over the Troy Athens Red Hawks here in Troy. Very entertaining football game on both sides. Big plays on both sides. But in the end, the Ramblers get the win.
So our team that gave up 37.5 points a game last year, great start for Fraser, holding Troy Athens just 6 points in their opener. Kind of avenge a 28-21 loss in the season opener last season. Kind of get off on the right foot here in 2023.
So for the Fraser Ramblers, up next for them, they have another road game coming up. Troy Athens, in the meantime, they will look to get things together. Of course, a MHSAA matchup, so no damage done in conference play, so that's the main thing for both sides right now, especially for Troy Athens.
Yeah, apparently no major injuries on either side, too. So both teams have a lot to work on. We saw a lot of miscues and penalties, but in the end, a plus for the Fraser Ramblers with the 14-6 win over Troy Athens, and Athens has to go back to the drawing board to generate more offense in their Week 2 matchup just before the Labor Day weekend.
So that will wrap up our broadcast here from Troy Athens High School. For our entire production crew, our producer, Jonathan Turner, and my broadcast partner, Dan Stickrett, my name is Neil Rule, reminding you one final time, the Fraser Ramblers get the win on the road, 14-6 over Troy Athens. Thank you, everybody, for watching MHSAA High School football on the PMG Sports Network. Well, see you later. Seconds to go. Remember, the Ramblers will get the ball to start the second half as well. Turry under center. He will turn, he will give, and walking into the end zone is Benjamin Daniels, and the Fraser Ramblers score the first points of the season. They put a touchdown on the board. The extra point to come with 49 seconds to play. And again,
7 on that long play, just a couple plays from scrimmage ago, and now they're knocking on the doorstep once again.
Kitchens in the backfield. Instead, it's an inside handoff, and driving his way into the end zone for a Ramblers touchdown is Benjamin Daniels. There is a penalty marker, however, on the field. So hold everything.
A little bit of movement there on the line of Athens in some serious trouble here inside 2 minutes.
Parker Churla will go back to pass and pressure, and the sack off the right end. Travion Hunter, another big play. And Churla is